I am so happy that Tell Me Lies is over so that now I can talk about it the way I wanted to talk about it. If I ever get screeners again, I don't think I'm going to watch the whole season. I think I'm going to watch maybe the first like 3, 4 episodes and then watch along with everyone else because this is one of those shows where when you know how it ends, it makes rewatching completely different. And so, for example, when that scene happened in I think episode 4 maybe when Bree goes to Marianne's office to discuss the B she got on her paper, when I rewatched it, I was like, "Oh, that's why Marianne was, like, walking all the way around her desk and sitting right in front of her and going, 'I'm from Rome.'" I'm like, so but I was trying not to give hints, but I might have been accidentally doing that. But, like, so it's been so difficult to cover it when I know the end because when you go to talk about it after you know, it's, like, completely different. So I had to go back to a point in time where I didn't know what I knew. It was not easy to do. So now that we can just I can be free and talk about all the spoilers and say everything I wanted to say. So let's get into this for real now. So I'm going to do my best to stay somewhat chronological in this recap, but it is tough because so much of what happens in this last episode is almost flipped on its head by the end, if you will. But things happen in the episode that I would like to address. And there are a few paths that they take that I think don't totally make sense. So we're just going to go through. Okay. So Lucy and Max have just had their hot tub sex, and Lucy does not have that feature turned on where your phone, when you get a text and it's on the lock screen, mine does. It just says message or iMessage or text message. Not, it doesn't show the message. She could really have used that because Max sees Steven text her, "Thanks for the show." And he's like, "What the fuck?" He also has her password, by the way, to get into her phone. I thought that was interesting. They just glanced right over that, but that was interesting, huh? So with Max, I don't care about Max. I'm like, and this is the fucked up thing about Steven and Lucy, the characters. I know they should not be together, but when they're with anyone else, I'm like, it doesn't quite make sense. But then when they get together, I'm like, no, don't. So it's conflicting. It's a very conflicting thing, which I guess is kind of the whole point of the show. Because it's like you want them together, but like, no, wait, don't. It's very confusing. They don't make sense with anyone else. So Max getting mad, I'm like, get out of here already. The next day is the wedding day, and Steven texts her, "I need to see you." Boom. Finally a good sex scene. But, you know what? Something I really enjoyed about, last season is they showed the sex to completion, which I know sounds disgusting that I want that, but, like, it was just a very unique thing. You usually only get sex scenes that show the beginning and then it, like, cuts out and goes to the next part. That always happens, and I thought it was kinda hot that they finished and whatever. But anyway, I'm just perv, I don't care. But now Steven and Lucy have just had sex. And now back in college, we flash back there. Lucy has all the regrets for sleeping with Steven. And he leaves thinking it's all good, but she tries to call the girls. They don't pick up. And then she heads over to Leo's. Now, this is where I start to get a little confused. Like, what is Lucy's plan here? Because he specifically says, "I don't want to do this if Steven's going to it's going to be a whole element to this relationship. I don't want to do that." And she's like, "No, Steven is not even a thing." And then she says, "I love you." Now, this show likes to use those 3 words in the most manipulative of ways. Last season finale, Steven said it to Lucy. And it was like, "No, don't fall for it." No, he doesn't. Oliver said it to Bree when she was having her meltdown in the laundry room. And now she says it to Leo. And I'm like, oh, it just kind of shows how she's equally toxic to Steven in ways, you know? Like, but then they have sex. The bitch hasn't even showered in between Steven and this guy. So put a pin in this. Put a pin in this little storyline here because I feel, but put a pin in it. Sorry for the psych out. This was just a preview of a Patreon exclusive. If you want the full episode, sign up at the link in the description. I'm going to be moving all scripted shows exclusively to the Patreon because I like getting deep with my peeps over there. As a Patreon subscriber, you get early access to every episode. And if you sign up for the middle and top tiers, you get access to all bonus content. The bottom tier is perfect for those who don't want ads. Ad-free content always. Plus, it's a fun little community. We got a group chat going, we're talking TV, so join us. Sign up at the link in the description.